trade agreements for the United States, which is unconstitutional, total fraud. Look at, they've deindustrialized America through these free trade agreements, and now they want us to just blindly follow what they do behind closed doors with the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Transatlantic Partnership, and the New American does a great job in this long report. It's like a 52-page report. Go to our YouTube channel. I will put the link. Go read this stuff. They're selling us out to one world corporate government with no accountability to anybody, and we're supposed to answer to the UN. No accountability to anybody. These people are unelected bureaucrat technocrats who are going to dictate to us on high how to live. It's totally disgusting. They got a bunch of quotes from them. Let me read you one from a high up technocrat, Zbigniew Brzezinski. Okay, he's an advisor to President Carter. He's a founder of the Trilateral Commission, and he's part of the Obama administration advisor there. He says now, and I quote, this is Zbigniew Brzezinski, a globalist technocrat. He says, "We cannot leap into world government in one quick step. Genuine globalization is progressive regionalization because thereby we move toward larger, more stable, more comparative units." I'm sorry I stumbled through that, but it gets me so excited. It's right there on record. Zbigniew Brzezinski talking about world government. So don't tell me anything that there's no one world government. It's right there. Go look up his quote. It's disgusting already, Stuart.
What'd you say? It was the free trade agreement, but it's secretive, though, right? So it's Orwellian.
Yes.
It's freedom. It's free trade, but you can't read about it. It's secretive. So think about how Orwellian that is. Zbigniew Brzezinski is a globalist. He was the national security advisor to Carter, right?
Yes.
And he's
an advisor to Obama.
Yeah, he's an advisor. He's been involved in our government.
He's a co-founder of the Trilateral Commission. Yeah. It's very real, and they are very big shot callers in this one world government. Go look it up. I challenge you, audience. It's ridiculous already. I have people still telling me, what? One world government? What? Really?
Government?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Zbigniew Brzezinski at a CFR meeting said it's easier to kill 1 million people than to control them at this point. So basically, and he was talking about when he was giving that speech, which they didn't actually want people to see that video, but of course it came out because the things he's saying is so ridiculous.
They really believe it, though. That's the ridiculous thing.
And Hillary Clinton said we take our orders from the CFR.
Yeah. Council on Foreign Relations.
Council on Foreign Relations. It's more of the open.
And we did a public service announcement video. All mainstream media executives are members of the Council on Foreign Relations. I'm sorry, that's the facts. Wake up.
It's the invisible arm of the government. That's public because the Bilderberg Group is supposed to be the invisible arm.
The general public doesn't even know. Look, go to Council on Foreign Relations website, and they tell you all about it. It's right there on public record. It's ridiculous at this point.
And even the Bilderberg was kind of exposed to the point where they had to issue press releases. But they'll still say it's secretive. But anyway.
They'll still say it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, they'll say you're a conspiracy theorist. Zbigniew Brzezinski was saying at the CFR meeting that there's a global awakening because of the internet, that people are starting to question and actually find out where all these meetings are, and actually to uncover all these puzzle pieces that's happening to install global government. There is a goal to install global government. Those are the objectives of the Bilderberg Group, the CFR, everyone. These free trade agreements, Trilateral Commission. The free trade agreements are to end the borders, and they're only to allow free trade in between select corporations.
I think it's already happened, honestly.
Yeah, at this point
through incrementalism.
Yeah, it's just like getting us all dependent and then cutting us off. That's what happens.
Yep. It's a Galen dialectic, right? Problem, reaction, solution.
And the government's going to help us when everything collapses, even though they engineered it.
They have a pre-made solution.
And so we want to be self-sufficient, so that's why we're against these free trade agreements, because they're not transparent. We can't see what they actually say. which is really just select corporations are able to operate. Like Mexico can, we can start importing stuff from Mexico. They operate at nothing and have no carbon laws or anything like that. But then we can't even produce anything without, a slap on the wrist from Olga, for the health services, department that has to come and say, you can't, you have to wash your hands before you touch your face, even though you don't even operate within the food industry. It's ridiculous. Unbelievable bureaucracy we have to comply with, and Mexico doesn't, China doesn't.
The EPA goes bathroom in their hallways. That was reported. Yeah,
they take craps in the hallway.
But they're going to tell you about how to live, and you need to pay carbon tax.
It's all about telling us how to live, period. Think about it. Carbon tax, the plants breathe it. It's plant food. They're trying to tax us on breathing. Okay, how authoritarian is that? You can't even make a case. It's a human rights violation to you can't live.
That came out of the Club of Rome, and that's all on record. And they said, how are we going to get people behind this one world government? Well, then humanity,
climate,
to paraphrase them, humanity is the problem.
Humanity. And that's what they're selling it as. They're selling us as the problem, right, Sam?
Humans are bad, yeah.
Humans are bad for the earth, even though we turned, I'm pretty sure, Woody, I don't know if you would know this, but the Central Valley used to be a desert, basically, or it was
swampland.
It was not inhabitable, really. And humans came, and guess what we did? We planted farms, and so now we produce food for the rest of the world. So humans make things better. Now, greedy corporations that are exempt from certain laws because they pay lobbyists, they might produce a crappy product that's bad for the environment. But the thing is, the free market would take care of it. The problem is we don't have a free market anymore.
We have fascism.
Exactly, and they know what they're doing, and it is based on greed. But that's not capitalism. I mean, what Sam and I are doing is capitalism. Okay, we're creating a product for you. Okay, and we're not even making money off of it. But for us to be able to start this operation, we had to be capitalists. So free market capitalism, true free market, is the answer.
How many socialist communist societies need to fall and turn into totalitarian dictatorship hell pits where they execute their own citizens before people realize that system does not work? A centrally controlled system
never,
where everybody works for the government, does not work. Communism does not work because there's no incentive to do anything.
Yeah, I remember you telling me like a year ago, you said, communism in theory, I guess, sounds all fine and dandy.
It sounds like a utopia.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Real life isn't heaven. I mean, it's not the utopia heaven that they make it out to be.
You have to work hard and toil and struggle, and that's just life. I'm sorry. And some central authority providing everything for you does not work out well, as history shows.
Centralization of power, of government, always makes you have what? Less of what, Sam? Options.
Less choice, yeah.
Less choice. We have no choice. So right now,
And you have corrupt oligarchs sitting up on top, living the high life off the back of everyone else while they squalor in neo-feudal serfdom.
Like the EPA, the federal bureaucracy of the EPA is now telling us from Washington. They're telling us, Washington, D.C. is telling us how to live in California. They know nothing about California. They don't live here.
They don't even care.
They don't care. They just say the frogs and toads, some of them are dying. We're just gonna allow people, we're gonna make it so people cannot go to the public lands, which they are supposed to retain and use. And then when forest fires happen, because people aren't utilizing the land.
What? Forest fires?
Yeah, they kill all the animals they were claiming to protect with keeping us out. Humans make environments better in most situations. That's just that. It's true. It's a fact.
Stuart, in 1967, the CIA created the label conspiracy theorists to attack anyone who challenged the official narrative.
They had to come up with this because I think they figured out that a free press is not going to work in global government. If they want to install global governance, global governance, they cannot have a free They can't have the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So they have to basically start demonizing people that speak their mind, that they have to make them out to be these basically extremists or terrorists or threats.
Kooks, wackos,
Yeah.
tinfoil hats. These are just talking points put out by the CIA.
Yeah.
And so democracy and free market capitalism are founded on conspiracy theories. The Magna Carta,
Yeah.
the Constitution and Declaration of Independence, and other founding documents were based on conspiracy theories. Greek democracy and free market capitalism were based on conspiracy theories. Okay. And so it's utterly ridiculous. This report out of Zero Hedge goes on to say that, yeah, and it was to counter anyone that questioned the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, who was supposedly killed by a lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald.
And that's why there's so much controversy surrounding JFK's assassination, because it was clearly staged, clearly a cover-up, clearly a false flag. Right? I mean, if there's movies about it, books
Oswald
about
said, "I'm a patsy" before they killed him.
Yeah, and the reason they killed him is because he was trying to.
Well, Jack Ruby went and killed him, right? And so supposedly he was a great patriot that just couldn't handle the assassination. But there was no evidence. We didn't even have an investigation. He just went and killed them.
That's why they installed conspiracy theory into just general conversation, because what that does?
It's supposed to shut it down.
It shuts down the debate.
Yeah, but it's a mindless talking point.
Yeah, it's saying, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." Okay, you don't want to have a debate about it? No, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's like Montel Williams on Infowars basically said Alex Jones and his reporters like Joe Biggs are on cocaine publicly on his Twitter because he doesn't want to have a debate about the VA, because he's a veteran and other veterans are exposing what's happening, and he doesn't want to be associated with people that tell the truth because they're conspiracy theorists, even though everything that most of what they say turns out to be fact. It's conspiracy fact.
Well, right here they got the document published, so everybody should go to our YouTube and check the links. Here's the FOIA request of the document where the CIA lays out how they're going to demonize everybody, call them conspiracy theorists, anybody that actually questions anything. Let me summarize the tactics that the CIA has dispatched. Claim that it would be impossible for so many people would keep quiet about such a big conspiracy, Manhattan Project. I threw that in.
Yeah.
Have people friendly to the CIA attack claims and point back to official reports. Claim that eyewitness testimony is unreliable. Claim that this is all old news and no significant new evidence has emerged. Ignore conspiracy claims unless discussion about them is already too active. Claim that it's irresponsible to speculate. Accuse
That's so ridiculous.
Accuse theorists of being wedded to and infatuated with their theories. Accuse theorists of being politically motivated. Accuse theorists of having financial interest in promoting conspiracy theories.
And, man, that list is unbelievable. So it's irresponsible to speculate.
That's right? What the CIA says, yeah.
And it's also irresponsible to basically question anything that the official story,
the official narrative,
For example, World Trade Center 7, folks, listeners, World Trade Center 7. Go Google it. It was the third building that fell that day, and it was not hit by a plane. We are not conspiracy theorists, okay? Actual BBC reports it falling down. But then it's actually in the video footage. It's still standing behind it.
They're all following the same script.
They got press releases early. And so for us to say, hey, what about this building? What about this here? That's why there's so many books written about 9/11, because there's so much evidence that the official story is it's bogus. It's completely bogus and doesn't even scratch the surface, and it's completely a whitewash. But it's like saying, you see some dog like attack a little kid, and then you have it on video, and you say, "Hey, look, this is what happened," and then someone's saying, "Man, I can't believe you would demonize dogs. That's ridiculous. Dogs would never attack little kids. That must be a fake."